All right, hey, what's up, y'all? This is the Rogan Famous Podcast. You already fucking knew. You clicked on it. What's up? And I'm your host, Justin Jones of the band Rogue Fame. And here we have one of my stout friends that I've known since high school, Mr. Jalen Askins. And ironically, I'm the one asking the questions. He's answering. And he is a voice actor, and we're going to go... See, it's already going to be a fun one. But we're going to go through some of his jobs he's taken on and like just the professionality of voice acting and, you know, some more of the sciences and nuances behind that. But how are you doing, Jalen?
I mean, I'm chilling, brother.
You're not chilling. It's fucking hot in here.
Yeah.
You're making me hot just looking at you wear that.
It was either this or a t-shirt, and I was just like,
You should have gone with the t-shirt. For regretting it now. Do you have anything under?
No.
No?
No.
Maybe you might have to go bare-chested.
No, hell no.
Yeah.
For free?
Like, I pity the fool. Like,
You're stupid.
You got like the 70s curly hair. Fucking chest hair. Like fucking well, what's his name? We're just talking about him right now. Cleveland. He kind of has that.
Family guy.
Yeah.
No.
It's all curly. Fuck yeah. All right. So I mean, you obviously brought merch and a bunch of stuff. We'll show later on. We'll do like a separate cut of that. But I want to know. I'm just gonna get like all in the nitty gritty of it. What possessed you? Like what just hit you? And that was like you realized this is what I want to do. Why do I want to do voice acting? Like,
well, I mean, I knew when I was like 6 years old.
Wow.
That I wanted to be a voice actor.
Was it like cartoons or?
Yeah,
like
I mean, we of course, since I grew up in the 2000 era, we had VHS tapes. And so
what are those?
Shut up.
No, I know.
So we had all the Disney Renaissance movies, Bambi, Hercules, Lion King, all that. And then my dad also had me watch the old school Looney Tunes.
Oh yeah,
and we also had Boomerang. So Tom and Jerry, Jabberjaw, Scooby-Doo.
All the classics.
Right. So then I was like, I think I was like 4 or 5 just imitating these characters. And I said, you know what? I want to do that. And I would look up behind the scenes of how this works. And, you know, it interested me because it was like, it'd be these people you would never know could just do all these different voices, sounds, characters. And the anonymity behind it is just like, oh crap, this dude can do like 56 voices in one afternoon, and he's doing your Saturday morning cartoons.
He must be pretty like evil in the bedroom, whoever that may be.
Oh,
you know?
God.
Imagine they're getting kinky one night, they're all bored. He's like, oh honey, can you do the Scooby-Doo? Be like, yes, you know. Yeah, you're stupid. You know, must be like
that was
weird.
terrible. I didn't even think about it like that. That's horrible.
No, my brain goes to weird fucking places.
Yeah, no, I mean like,
oh my God.
I mean like, yeah, Mel Blanc was, he was an inspiration. He did all the old school Looney Tunes.
Oh yeah,
he was Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Sylvester, Tweety Bird. So Yosemite Sam, Foghorn Leghorn, Marvin the Martian, all of them.
Damn, so it's just fucking.
Yeah, no, like legitimately, he would like if you looked at behind the scenes footage, he was doing literally every single voice back to back, and sometimes he would be talking to himself in the booth, but he would be doing a whole dialogue between Daffy and Bugs, and would go back and he could just do it just like that.
That's pretty nuts. I think your mind has to work in a very fast way, almost like a comedian or like just
absolutely.
like a frontman would. They just have to like, just shoot it all out.
Especially in like animation. If you're in animation, you're doing like 2 different characters and you have to have a whole conversation. Most of them will have to sit there and just go like, some of them could probably just do one whole take of just nonstop. And some of them will go like, okay, let's record this half of the conversation, other half of the conversation. And then if you put it together, they don't sound any different.
Wow. So it's like the studio work. It's like I could relate just from like recording music and stuff. It's like, oh, let's just do this take here, and then we'll stop, and then we'll go to the next thing. So it's like it's a dialogue regardless.
Yeah,
right?
it's a dialogue. That's the biggest thing about voice acting is that whatever world you're in, you have to make the person, whether it's the player, the audience member, they have to believe that this world exists and that they're being immersed into this random world of fantasy, whatever, what have you. And you have to be convincing.
Oh yeah, that's like KFAD, right? It's like that wrestler term where it's like the suspension of disbelief. It's kind of like when you go to a movie, you're accepting that this isn't real, but you're gonna let yourself feel things and as if it were, you know. So it's the same thing. It's an animation, but sometimes
animation, video games, whatever, what have you. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it sometimes just seeing it in a more simplified version, whatever message you're trying to like shoot out, if any, right?
Yeah.
It's more digestible.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like, look at The Lion King. It's a lot about, like, family, but loyalty and betrayal and, like,
it's based off the Shakespearean play, I believe, Hamlet.
Hamlet.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. Uncle kills father, drives son away, son comes back, kills uncle to take back kingdom.
Yeah. It happened to me last week. Pretty normal shit, I guess. What do you think about, like, so there's this animated version that came out like 20 something years ago, right?
Okay.
Like now. What did you think about, like, the remake? Because it's practically the same shit, just more realistic looking. Do you think that kills it?
What, the live action lions?
Yeah. Do you think that, like, kills the whole thing? 'Cause, yeah, it looks more like real lions, but does that really fucking matter?
I mean, it depends, because there's some that work. Like, I'd say one that works would probably say The Jungle Book, only because The Jungle Book was very, very old.
Yeah.
But Lion King, like, that came out in like 94. And I feel like if you're going to do a remake of that, it's kind of, you kind of have to go all in or not. But at the same time, I understand why people do it. Because it's like, how many people are actually going to show their kids the animated version?
Yeah.
Compared to, like, live action version. Which, again, it's a problem. But it's like, how many times has Scooby-Doo been remade?
Tons.
How many times has Transformers been redone? And Transformers have been since the 80s.
Yeah. Well, that was a cartoon. Oh, that was actually tons of animation between that.
There were tons of animation
hit, right?
before they did the live action ones.
Yeah, the Michael Bay sexy ones.
Right. The whole point of them is to reach a new audience, because they know that the newer audience is not going to watch that unless they're just really into it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. As a kid, though, I would have watched regular cartoon Transformers from the 80s, but once you grow up, you're like, I need me some Megan Fox, so I'm going to watch the the movies.
So you're telling me the reason you watched Transformers because of Megan Fox?
I'm not saying no, but I'm not saying yes either.
You probably watched some live-action Ninja Turtles for that, didn't you?
Well, I was still, like, in high school when that came out, so it wasn't necessarily like, oh, I want Megan Fox. That's me buying a movie ticket's not gonna, like, justify me being like, I could totally get her one day. Like, no, I don't go to movies because, like, someone's hot. It's just ridiculous. I know that sex sell thing is a thing, like Sydney Sweeney, yada yada yada. And by the way, one of our friends in our friend group, obviously people that just do their own thing, Josh.
Yeah.
Says he doesn't even know what the fuck Sydney Sweeney looks like. And I'm like, you are full of shit. There's no way you don't know.
I told you, he's not on social media. Like
Bullshit. He's been on social media.
But he's not on social media to the point where a lot of people are.
I don't know,
Josh
man.
isn't on there like that.
I feel like even someone that has no Wi-Fi, like a caveman type of person, would still know who Sydney Sweeney is. He'd be like, da da. He'd be like that or some shit. Like, he just knows. Like, I just feel like he's full of shit on that. Anyways, that's just such a side thing. No one even knows what the fuck I'm talking about. It pisses me off sometimes. I'll think about it late at night, and I'm about to go to bed, and I'm just like, he has to fucking know. Like, because this chick's all into Pedro Pascal, thirst trap memes of him and stuff. I'm like, okay, she's into him. Who the fuck are you into? Like, you have to, it's an even, like, swap, You got to be into somebody.
I don't know. People have their things.
No, I'm sorry. I'm a sucker for white blondes, dude. They can be, like, kind of weird looking. I'd be like, all right, that's my kryptonite right there. I feel like Richie Valens and La Bamba. Richie! Shit like that. But anyways, when let me ask you the same thing on the whole Lion King, though.
Yes.
This is one of the prime examples. But, so they redid the movie. In your perspective as a voice actor, do you think that, because obviously not all those same voice actors came back, they had celebrities kind of replacing those parts. Obviously, big names could probably sell more, yada yada. Yes. The only one they didn't replace was James Earl Jones. That's his name, right?
Yeah. James Earl Jones was Mufasa, both in the animated and when they brought him back for the live action remake.
Yeah, there's no way they're replacing that one. But rest in peace.
I mean, they could if they really wanted to, but it just wouldn't feel the same.
Yeah, but it's like, other than him, everyone else wasn't as goated, you could say, to, like, get
I would give it to
part.
Donald Glover, because he actually did do a lot of voice acting.
Oh yeah, that dude is.
He's done a regular show. He's done some stuff. Seth Rogen, he's done Kung Fu Panda and what have you. But
most people on there were veterans of voice acting, or
some of them,
like, new?
If I remember correctly, like, some of them were mostly just on camera actors or personalities that everybody knew. Like what is it? I think Billy. What's his name? Billy Eichner. I think he was Timon. I know him mostly because through on-camera acting. So mostly and then you had Beyonce, who's mostly a singer but she's done some animated roles, but she doesn't really do voice work that much.
She's done a few acting gigs. I mean,
yeah, so
she was good in like Dreamgirls. I think
she was good in that
Austin
one movie.
Powers.
Well, yes, that one. But
Yeah,
also,
baby, yeah.
But also, what is it? That movie with Idris Elba, Obsession.
Oh yeah. I saw a clip of that in a dentist office, and I'm like, I need to keep watching this.
She did a good job in that movie. Yeah. I was just like, yeah, that is Beyonce.
there was that white chick in there. She was in the Final Destination movies. The white blonde girl, right? Like I said, Kryptonite. I was just like, fuck. But then what did she do? Like she kind of drugged him or something. And
she made it look like he cheated on his wife.
Yeah, but then
and in actuality, she was just obsessed with him. So then her and the wife, Beyonce, they get into a fight in the movie.
Yeah, I just saw that part, like just them at the hospital, and then I was like, fuck, I gotta go. They took out whatever they needed to take out. Like, they did my cleaning or whatever. It's like, fuck, I want to watch this. And yeah, I never got to see it. But now I know the movie. Yeah. Actually kind of funny how life comes full circle like that. Yeah. but yeah, sorry, my main point of that thing though, sorry, my ADHD is fucking kicking in. Undiagnosed ADHD. But my whole point of that, with the whole talking about the Lion King stuff was just the fact of, does it bug you that say on film people are now trying to jump on the whole voice acting wagon, or are you just like, fuck it? Like,
well, I mean, the history of it is it's not brand new technically because it's been going on for like a while. Mm-hmm. The only problem I have is that it's like for example in music, you've been doing music for like a long time, and you're about to do a show, and instead of you like being like the main thing in terms, they tell you basically go to the side and have a new dude who ain't touched a damn thing to perform ahead of you, even though you've already set the groundwork to even be there.
It's like being a cuck.
Well, you could word it like that, but I wouldn't.
So you laid all the groundwork in.
So with animated films, it's just like animated films, whatever, what have you, because it mostly happens with animated film. The issue I have is, you have voice actors that have been doing this for a while, but they never ever play main characters. Now, there are changes happening. For example, the Sonic movie. You have Colleen who voices Tails. She's voiced Tails in video games and everything like that. That's a voice actor playing a main character role. Super Mario movie. You had Kevin Michael Richardson playing Magic Koopa, who is a big, he's voice acting royalty. My thing is, it should be balanced. If you're going to put on-camera actors in there, okay, fine. But there should be a balance. It should not be, I watch a movie and I go like, oh, okay. Celebrity. Oh, there's a voice actor. Like, that shouldn't be the case.
And that happens a lot, right?
Right. Like, and again, there's points where it works. Like, for example, if you look at Madagascar. Hilarious movie. Works. Ben Stiller, Jada Pinkett Smith, Chris Rock. Works.
So sometimes the lineup just has to be that good,
right? If it for some movies it works. Does it work all the time? No. And the reason why is because it's like, yes, an actor can be a voice actor. However, technicality wise, it's two different mediums. On camera, you're so used to using your face, using your hands, and everything. Not to say in voice acting we don't use our hands, but at the same time we're behind a mic. So technically, we already know if we're supposed to sound like we're talking from somebody who's 10 feet away, we know technicality-wise how to do that. But if you bring an on-camera actor into it, it's like they kind of it's like a fish out of water. They have to flounder around and figure out where their place is in the thing. And it's just like, yeah, you have this superstar power, but the history doesn't really show that because you put these A-list actors in the movie, necessarily the movie's going to do good. Because if you look at, what's it called? If you look at, what was a movie? It was a Disney movie. It was called Strange World. You had Gabrielle Union, and you had like some on-camera actors. That movie didn't really do as well. And I wouldn't say that's because just of the actors. That's because it wasn't marketed well. And people didn't even know this movie came out. So
yeah, there's tons of stuff. I'm like, when did this come out?
So it's just, for me, I don't hate on the fact that on-camera actors are getting put into these roles. But then my question comes into, well, where are the voice actors? Because 9 times out of 10, the voice actors is the ones who are the background characters that are becoming more memorable. But there are some that, like Jack Black. Jack Black is great on camera. He's also great in voiceover. He's Po from Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, he kind of transcends on both sides.
And you can tell he's passionate about it. But there's people that, you hear it and you just like,
like I don't feel it. I don't believe you.
I don't believe it, and I don't feel like this would necessarily fit the character. But like I said, the future I would want is just a mixed bag. If you have on-camera actors, at least have as many voice actors in there as possible. That way it gives more voice actors opportunity because that's part of the reason why we kind of joined being voice actors. We want to be in different mediums. Animated movies are one of those mediums. We grew up on a lot of animated movies. So why in the world would you not put us in animated film so we can be, say, the next kid that watches the next animated movie may want to be a voice actor. Not, I'm hearing the same exact celebrity voice for almost every other movie, and it's the same exact character every single time. Nothing changes.
Yeah, I feel like we get that sometimes.
We do. And it's not to say that, they can't act. No, it's more so it may have just been a simple thing of, they're just doing what works. Like, people will tell them, that's a great job. But it's like, but does it fit the character, though?
Yeah. I've seen tons of stuff on Elvis Presley where they basically, not in voice acting, but just in regular movies he was in the 50s. And it was just, they just had him doing the same shit over and over again. Because why? Cha-ching, just kept
basically.
And it was fucking embarrassing after a while, but he was like, fuck it, I'll sing a song in every fucking thing and make a soundtrack. But so they'll just kind of go with what works.
Basically, and because A-list actors, like I said, they do make money, it also goes into account how much are they getting paid compared to a voice actor. A voice actor, if you get a Scarlett Johansson or if you get a Chris Pratt, they're not making just $250,000 for the film. And if it takes a couple million to make the movie, it's like, okay, how much the budget realistically is going to
said actor,
right?
Compared to the voice actor. So it's like the same thing as say there's a legit band, say there's AC/DC, right? Yeah. And then their bass player isn't their bass player anymore. Like they don't have their guy; it's a session guy that fills in. Right. They're not getting paid the same, right? They're getting like this fixed fee because they're not a band member of the
when
stake.
A voice actor comes in and does like an animated movie, for example, let's take SpongeBob movie, for example. You have most of the cast are voice actors. They've been doing it since 90s. Because they're the stars, they get a certain amount, whatever. But say if you got maybe Tom Cruise, it's just for a cameo. You can only imagine how much he gonna get for that cameo.
Like 5 seconds.
Even though he's only on screen for like 1 to 2 minutes. It's just like, here's a big check for a cameo. Meanwhile, you got a person who's been in the movie the entire time, and it's like
doing more work.
Right. And so that's where the frustration comes in, because it's just like we spend our entire career trying to aspire to even be in those films. And then when it comes to the time when we want to, we're being told, you're not going to be offered those because those go to the A-list actors. And it's like, so now a voice actor has to go on camera, possibly, just to become an A-list actor to try to get into a movie. Which, again, there's some voice actors that do get into movies. Colleen, Kevin Michael Richardson, Great Lyle. I think the industry is changing in that way. It's just a slow burn. And it's been for some people, it's been annoying because it's just like we work to get there, but we're not being seen to do it.
Yeah, hence how your art works in the first place, though.
Exactly.
The crazy irony that it's like the snake eating itself in a way.
Like, shoot, if you look at the Angry Birds movie cast, most of those people are either from SNL or did a bunch of movies, and it's just like, y'all couldn't find anybody to do these voices.
like couldn't find them.
Right, just none at all. You just said, all right, let's find all the actors in the last 5 movies the past year or 2.
Yeah, just recycle them.
Exactly.
Yeah, they act like they have Stevie Wonder vision. We're like, I don't know that.
Exactly. So
just play the piano.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it. I feel like if you had it on an even playing field where you actually sent these auditions to the voice actors and you had a mixed bag of voice actors and like on-camera talent, I feel like it would make the film that much better, because you have people who have been in the industry long enough, who know what they're doing, and then you got people who are coming in who actually care to do voice acting.
Yeah.
You know,
It's, just the balance.
yeah, just a balance. I'm not saying, oh, get the on-camera actors out of here. No, because again, they're still actors. But I feel like pushing out the people that have trained to do this to put them in makes no sense entirely. That's like putting a voice actor into an on-camera setting and go like, well, on-camera actors, y'all ain't allowed to do this. Voice actors, y'all come in. It makes no sense.
Like, they wouldn't ever do it that way.
No, because it
so
doesn't
crazy.
make sense realistically. The only reason why they do it to voice actors is because no one really knows unless they actually do the research and look, who's this voice actor? But an actor, you go like, oh yeah, I've seen so-and-so in 5 movies in the past 3 years. Of course, we ain't gonna get this random person to come in and just lead a film.
Yeah, it's just realistically probably wouldn't do anything.
No, because they wouldn't make the team money as much as the studio wanted to make.
That would be called a passion project or like an indie film. Which, you know, I know a lot of people just want to get up there to that spot to make money.
Yeah,
that's fine too. That's the way this fucking business works, you know?
No, that's just showbiz, you know?
Yeah, so I guess you just have to figure out what you want and, you know, navigate through that fucking cesspool.
Right, and I mean, with even then, it's just like, I feel like video games have kind of trumped over film and TV shows.
When it came to fucking over the voice actors, you're saying?
No, I feel like with video games, it pushed voice actors even more than the on-camera actors. Because it was like, with video games, how many people talk about God of War?
Not tons.
How many people talk about Mass Effect? Halo. There's a bunch of voice actors that make that happen, and people will talk about that and go like, oh yeah, you were my favorite video game character from blah blah blah. And with the video games becoming more cinematic, it's like, are you playing a video game anymore? You watching this beautiful piece of media and you're just like, damn, I forget I'm playing a video game for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, when I'm in GTA 5, I'm in the stripper club thing, I'm just like, I forget where I'm at. I'm just like, take my money, please.
We went from God of War Ragnarok to GTA strippers. What?
I know I'm very talented at this.
Yeah,
I know how to segue. Well, I thought you're like, at first that's why I asked for the correction, because I was misunderstanding. But it's because I've heard like, say, the last Call of Duty or 2, they used AI to fucking put certain like thumbnails on the loading screens, and then voice actors got like some, like, I'm a big fan of zombies. Yeah. But once this new one came out, it was not 6 or
it was Call of Duty Black Ops 7.
7, there you go. I'm like, Jesus, we're at fucking 7 right now. They did AI for, not for 7, but for 6 specifically. They probably did it for 7, but it was for 6. I noticed some of the cutscenes, there just wouldn't be dialogue, or then some things got replaced instead of the voice actors being there. They fired some of them, I think. I'm sorry if I'm fucking wrong about that, but I've heard tons of shit about it.
This is the first time I'm hearing about it, so I probably have to do the research about it.
And I'm like, bro, what the fuck? This is probably why your shit is lame. Like, it doesn't feel the same as like the old ones. I just feel like there's more color, and then it looks all like Modern Warfare-y, where it just looks dirtier and grimy. I'm like, I don't like that. The whole reason I liked you guys was because it was colorful. Voice actors had more personality, and it just feels like you're just doing the same shit over and over again, but like less good.
With the Call of Duty, I think it's the thing with any franchise. If you've done it long enough, you start to kind of run out of maybe ideas of what to do. Because Call of Duty Black Ops 7, from what I remember, is a direct sequel to Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
Yeah, that's what I didn't even play it because I'll just turn off.
I was like, okay, and then when I saw it, I was like, okay, this is an interesting sequel. But it felt like it went away from Call of Duty and turned into Resident Evil. And I was like, wait, what? Like, those two franchises do not belong.
Well, wasn't like the boss battle in the campaign? I didn't play it. I mean, on the game, but it was like a big person and like a gigantic
zombie. Like, you remember the dude from Walking Dead, Merle?
Oh, yeah.
It's a giant zombie version of him. That's literally what it is.
That's not even in regular zombies. That's in the fucking...
That's in the campaign. That's in the campaign of Call of Duty Black Ops 7.
That sounds fucking ridiculous. Like, what happened to just, like, shooting, you know... I'm not going to say who, but shooting, you know, the bad guy.
Yeah, like, it's just... It's one of those things where I feel like once you do a franchise for long enough, it might get to a point where either things overlap or they have to connect it to... I mean, they do it with movies, too. Like, if the sequels after the first film aren't necessarily well-liked, they'll create a whole new sequel and say, oh, those other movies don't exist. This is the direct sequel to the first movie that we initially wanted. And it's just like...
Yeah, I don't get why some people can't just be like, guys, we did a great fucking film. Let's go make a new great film and not piggyback. I get the whole, oh, it's a brand thing, so people know it, but it's just like, if it's not gonna be better than the fucking first one, which is usually almost impossible, why fucking try? Just go do a new fucking thing. It's like, you're not gonna get better than The Breakfast Club 1. There's only one, and there's just always gonna be one. I
think it's the safe option for them. Because it's just like, Hollywood used to be like, they'd take chances on anything to make anything. But now it's just like, let's do Avengers 57.
Yeah, they're being too fucking chicken shit about it, you know?
Let's just keep doing this, and we'll be fine. We'll make more money.
Yeah. I like taking risks. I don't know, I wish more people did that. Like, I hate it it's like, I understand why people say this to me, but like, say when I'm wearing like what I wear, right? Yeah. They're like, oh, you're so fucking risque, or you're so confident and bold. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking die one day. Who gives a shit? I'm gonna wear what the fuck I want. And guess what? It got you to come up and talk to me. Now you're probably gonna be my friend, or maybe I'll get laid. Who knows? I don't give a shit. But it's like, I'm taking a risk whether I like admit it or not. Yeah. You know, because it's like I could get called fucking a slur or something for wearing this or something. And I'm just like, no one's ever been mean. No. I don't think it's ever really gonna happen. Everyone's usually fucking very complimentary about it. But it's like, because you're being your authentic self the whole fucking time, and you're just gonna be like, fuck you, I'm gonna do what I want to do. Yeah. I wish more of everybody did that, especially I know businessmen have to think a certain way. It's a risk of money, and it's like it fucks up everything. But it's like, just be bold, just fucking go for it.
The studios are just operating in a way was like, what can make us the most money? Like, is it going to be a brand new IP that no one really knows about, or is it going to be something where we go like, we've been making it for years and they keep coming back? Like, people don't realize that the biggest thing is their money is the most powerful thing in the world, because if you don't give them your money, they're going to have to restructure what they're doing. Yeah. So if you don't go to a movie that you've seen 56 times that in a different format, they're going to go like, well, that movie we can't really do. They've done it to IPs that have less viewership, and you'll go on Netflix. There's shows that get 1-2 seasons, disappear. Never hear from them again.
That was me with like Mindhunter. I fucking loved that show. It was one season, and then it just never came back. I'm like, fuck, this was really good. But I don't know, I guess not enough people watched it.
Probably not. Or they just didn't believe in it, and or it was too much money to make. It could be a multitude of things.
Yeah, I heard people being petty like this, and this music industry story stuff, but it's fuck it. I'll give the example, but there's like tons I've heard. But pretty much the dynamic of this was this band got signed. I think fuck, what was it? I can't even think of the specific one. I'll just say that situation. Yeah. But basically, they get signed, right? They have an A&R person, which is just in charge of like developing them. And basically, that A&R guy who isn't in charge, like there's a head boss, right? That guy decides he's going to another record label, and he's like, deuces, bitches. And so he fucks off. So now there's no one to like be in charge of this band. So now in retaliation, they shelve that band, and they can't really do anything because that guy fucked off to another thing, and is like, they're like, fuck you to that guy. So then it's like, okay, so that's the dynamics. It's fucking politics, and it goes in every single job line, right? So it's like the same thing with this whole acting thing we're talking about, because maybe someone's just kind of petty about something. They're like, we're not gonna do that because we don't like that guy anymore, or shit like that.
It could be. I mean, it's difficult with the entertainment industry only because you never really know the true reason, because it's like secrets. Like, you would never know unless someone specifically says, hey, I used to work production, or I was in the room when this happened. And it could be a multitude of things, but I don't think about that stuff, because it's just like, look, I just want to create, man. If I can create any way I can, cool. I'm not getting involved in the politics, because again, it doesn't concern me. But I will be upfront about how I feel, necessarily. I'm not going to be fake about that. It's like, yes, I love voice acting. Yes, I love creating. What I don't appreciate is us being like downplayed simply because of money margin. Only because they haven't. It's the same argument they made about black people leading a film or minorities leading a film. Those movies aren't going to make any money. Black Panther made money. Sinners made money.
Made money. Awards.
Right. And you have people from different minorities who have won. Crazy Rich Asians made money.
Because you represented a community that probably didn't get as much before.
My philosophy is, if you're going to do a movie about minorities or anything like that, as long as you do it right, and you're going to make money. Yeah. Shogun, a show on Hulu, was all about samurai. That whole era.
It's badass. We love
Made
that
money.
shit.
People couldn't stop talking about it.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, you should stop worrying about who's black, white, orange, or whatever. All they really care about is what the fuck is green.
Yeah.
You know?
And so that's why I'm like, the same argument they made about minorities not being able to make money off of a good film is the same argument they make about voice actors. Oh, well, no one really knows. Go to a convention. See how many voice actors are in that room, and see how many. I've seen voice actors who've been in this business for a long time. They have lines that go all the way damn near to the other side of the room.
Fuck, so much for no one even knowing you.
Right.
You know, they got their groupies too.
And that's because anime became mainstream, video games became more popular and interactive, and it's getting to the point where people are knowing more people from video games. And notice how most of the on-camera actors are going into the places where more people are watching.
Yeah.
They're not, I'm sorry, but people ain't going to the movies like they were before.
No, when you could be at home.
Right.
And
You got streaming, you got all
this.
this stuff. Voice actors, we are on everything. Podcasts, movies, TV, anime, video games, you name it.
Hentai.
Well, those are the not safe for work voice actors, but sure. They make some money, but we're...
I'll be safe when I watch them.
You're stupid.
Yeah. I got my floaties and my apron.
So we're in those markets, and so when a person remembers us and goes like, hey, I heard you in this video game, and that, whatever, that's a person that's probably going to go to a convention and just go like, let me pay my friend Corey Wilder goes to conventions all across the world, goes all across the state to make money. He will make a lot of money in one day simply because people are coming up to get pictures, get
autographs.
signed, autograph. And he's a big anime voice actor over in Texas.
Whoa. That's fucking awesome.
But
I think people don't think about that too often.
right,
It's like, oh, voice actors
they think that we cannot lead a film and make money. We can.
Yeah, I think YouTube probably helped you guys out a lot. How you're saying with the podcast and video games, it's like, you know, think about any streamers and, you know, YouTubers that play video games primarily are playing those games that you voiced on, and then they're just like, whoa, okay, then people are digging into these characters, right?
Hell, there's even voice actors that stream. One of the biggest voice actors who streams, I think his name is Alejandro Saab. He's Deadpool in Marvel Rivals. But before that, he was streaming nonstop. So he's known for streaming and for being a voice actor. He's Deadpool. He's in a whole bunch of anime. He's done WWE video game. Like, he's done a lot. And I'm just like, these people can lead a film if you give them an opportunity.
Yeah, it's just whether or not they want to give them that opportunity.
Exactly.
Whether they earn it or if it's just they think that's going to work right now. It's like right time and all that stuff.
Right.
But speaking of the video game stuff, are you allowed to talk about...
Yeah, I can talk about the ones that are not that NDA is cleared. Yeah.
Oh.
Octopath Traveler 0. I can talk about that. That one came out last year in December. I played God basically in that video game.
Oh, so they're just like Morgan Freeman.
But basically,
once was.
But yeah, no. I mean, that was through my agency that I've been with for 2 years. We an audition was sent to my email, and I think I had gotten 2 auditions at that point. It was for AFK Journey, Octopath Traveler 0. AFK Journey, I was requested to audition. Octopath was just one of those things where it was just like, oh, here's a list of characters, audition for whoever you want. And I go like, okay. I saw the young characters, I was like, nah. And then I saw Nomos, and I was like, okay, he's an older character.
Yeah.
Let's give it a shot. And I just,
Was that the old man you were doing earlier?
Yeah. Well, not that one, but he had an older voice, but he's more like a wise sage type of character.
Can you do it?
Yeah, he was quite frankly, his voice was mostly just, he sounded right here. Welcome. Like, it was one of those, it was that, and it was just like, are you leaving already? This is your journey.
Oh, I trust you.
Yeah, exactly. And he was a fun character.
I'd follow you wherever I went.
And he was he was a fun character. And it was like 2 days of sessions. It was just 2 days. Came to the studio, did it, recorded it, and then I couldn't say anything until it was out. But even when it was out, I had to wait a couple days before I could even say I was in it.
Oh man!
So I saw the rest of the cast announce it, but I said, but I had to check with my agent. I said, "Can I announce this just yet?" And they go like, "We'll get back to you." I'm like, "Okay."
I gotta wait.
And then once I was able to announce it, then Square Enix commented on my Twitter post and was just like, "Hey, hopefully, you can come back and work." I was like, "Yeah." They didn't have to do that, but yeah, no.
Yeah, at least they're not being a Tom Holland about it and just being like, "Oh, so this happens. This guy dies." Like, no. I'm in the movie.
Yeah. So that was one. Another one was, like I mentioned before, AFK Journey, which is like a gacha like game. You can get it on iPad and phone and all that stuff. That one was like a 1 to 2 day shoot, and it was just me standing, and I had to play a religious guy that turns into a monster within the story, and he's a maniac, but I was just like, okay, cool, let's do this. And I had to do all the monster growls. So
can you do a monster growl?
Yeah, so what I had to do was, like, the whole point is that he's praising this weird entity in front of all his like,
let's just say Sydney Sweeney. Let's just say that.
Stupid. In front of his people. And the entire time, like, he's laughing. So he does this laugh where I'm just like, and
that sounds like me on the toilet after Taco Bell, man.
Oh god. But yeah, we did that for AFK Journey.
How many times do you have to do that one, like, take of that sound?
It depends, because most of the time they want variety.
Well, that'll like fuck your voice up if you're doing it for a while, right?
If you're like doing it if you're doing like 6-7 times, yes, you will not have a voice. That's why with video games, I'd say if you're doing video games, anime, anything like that, if you have like a session during that week, you're probably gonna, if you've trained it, you should be fine. But even then, your voice might go out. So just drink like hot tea and stuff just to help with your throat.
So are there there's actual techniques, right? Because I know you told me you go to classes to still maintain and get better.
Yes.
So which I didn't know there was that. It's it's either you got it or you're not. But because you're developing your voice same way you would be singing or anything else. So I mean, what kind of techniques have you gathered from your journey so far that help you?
I mean, funny enough, one of the exercises I do is what we learned in band. Funny enough, it was breathing.
Really? Marching band?
It was breathing exercises. So I'll do like in for 8, out for 8, in for 6, out for 6, in for 4, out for 4, in for 2, out for 2, in for 1, out for 1, just to have breathing. Because a lot of things about voice acting is breath control. Because if you're yelling, you got to have that support. Otherwise, it's not going to sound right. So if I'm charging up, like, say, Goku from Dragon Ball, you have to breathe. You have to take a deep breath and breathe throughout the entire thing to make the scream sound that much more powerful. But that was one. Another one is I learned from a singing coach, which was, it's basically just doing your scales, but it's just like, you're saying like, yeah, 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 and you just keep going.
So like the so-fa lead.
Yeah, just to warm up your voice a bit.
Wow.
And usually like the techniques in voice acting, it's just like, it's mostly like preparation for like auditions and performances. So.
Well, when you prep, when you ever just find yourself in, like, say the restroom, when you look in the mirror, you're like, you're fucking Scooby-Doo, man. You fucking got this shit. And you just do the laugh and shit.
No, the funny thing is when I like prep before a session, I'll sometimes just go like, okay, if they send me the audition that I did do, I'll listen to that and I go like, okay, what's the voice that I used for him? Okay. And then I'll practice a couple of lines and I'll go like, okay, that's the voice. Okay, we're good to go. Because usually during each session, they'll tell me, okay, we're going to do playback. So they'll play me a line. I have to repeat it in the voice. That way they can, make sure I can still do the voice within the session. And those sessions are sometimes 2 to 3 hours. So I have to maintain that voice for 2 to 3 hours. That's why I say another thing about voice acting is if you're doing voice acting, you have to maintain the acting, the voice, the cadence, everything for 2 to 3 hours. And these are video games, animation, whatever. You have to maintain that the entire time.
Because this is the performance.
Right. This is the point where you're showing, you're acting. So you have to show, okay, I know this character. I know exactly how he sounds. I know exactly where his voice is. I know exactly his journey. Okay, I know how to act emotionally because this is a version of me that I can bring out.
So it'd be the same thing as like an actor pulling from themselves and their experiences to fluctuate this voice, because it's just a voice, so you really need to feel and hear it.
Right. So it's a mixture of voice, it's a mixture of acting, it's a mixture of body language. Because the thing about it is, even with my voice acting, I have to say, like for example, the guy from AFK Journey, I had to physically move myself to make it sound like I'm growing into this beast character, just to make it that much more authentic. The way I laughed when I did the big old giant villain laugh, I was kind of shaking while I was doing it, because I'm trying to portray that this dude is literally morphing into whatever the hell I'm trying to make him morph into. So it's physicality, it's voice, but it's and acting. But the thing about it is, we don't focus so much on the voice. The reason why is because it's acting. You could do some people get the assumption that, oh, you just come in, you come up to the mic, and you do a crazy voice. No, that's not how it works.
That's Seinfeld?
Like, no.
Just classic Jew voice.
Like, you just, like, you're stupid. Like,
my sinuses.
We don't come here and just do a crazy voice. It's like, we have to act, and we have to make, like, if this character cries, we have to make that sound. If he's angry, we got to make that sound. If he's fighting, we have to make those sounds. It's not like in On Camera where they bring a stunt double and they go like, okay, Jerry will handle this. No, if my character's fighting, I have to go. They go like, all right, Jalen. So we need 3 takes. We need small, short, small, medium, large. So if you got hit, give us a small sound. Give us medium. Okay. Give us large.
Damn, I felt that one. Fuck.
And they say, okay. And sometimes, I will not lie, they will throw things at you that you did not think you would be doing. Like, they'll say, okay, you got hit with a grenade and you're also on fire. Do it.
Okay.
So you have to map out what that would sound like. And I've done one war game, which was Arena Breakout, and they go like, okay, you got to sound like you've been tear gassed, and you have to sound like you're crying. So I had to sit there and cough so bad that I was actually crying.
Oh, all right.
So with those sessions, like, again, some of them can be intense based on what you're doing. Like a Call of Duty, your voice is going to be shot. Because you have to do so many call outs. Like, you have
Ice Cube must have been dying. Yeah. In Black Ops 1.
Right. Was he in Black Ops 1 or Black
Ops 2?
Black Ops 1. That's why. But yeah, no, you have to do like, if you're in a war game, you have to do like, grenade out! Or
I send it all the time.
Or they have to do like, or they'll go like, enemy incoming! Run! And you have to project, and it has to sound real at the same time. Otherwise, it's going to be like, we ain't in war.
Yeah. Fuck. Let me give you one right now then. Mm-hmm. Okay, you're Paris Hilton in a Burger King drive-thru and you don't have your debit card on you. What do you do to get the burger?
I just told you a whole thing about war and you bring up Paris Hilton.
Hey, this is war. This is Burger King, man. She hungry. You know what she been eating all day? Fucking little Cheerio bits to keep her figure. No. She wants a Burger King foot lettuce.
Horrible. No. But I mean,
you didn't even do it.
No,
see, he's not a good voice actor. Couldn't do it.
Fuck off. But no, like, it's just like with video games, they can be very intense. So you have to, like, even with like the anime I do, Digimon Beat Break, I have to. The character's very laid back, but there will be times where he actually shouts stuff, and I'm like, okay, cool, we'll do this. But compared to my video game work, I'm probably constantly yelling for whatever reason. And they go like, okay, you're going to die 8 different ways. You're getting kicked off of a building. You're on fire. You're being electrocuted. You're being thrown into a turbine. Like,
oh, I think they just need a fan for them, you know?
No, like, and they'll tell you to go like, you have to sound like you're being cut up. Like, you have to sound, and you have to make the sound. So, like, you have to go like, like,
that's nuts.
And so you have to make, because again, we play video games. So from a gamer's perspective, like, say if you were playing God of War Ragnarok, if you did not hear Christopher Judge sitting there sounding like he's throwing a goddamn axe at a giant beast.
Yeah.
It wouldn't sound real. And when you wear like these, because we have 3D headphones, when you wear 3D headphones, you're hearing the wind, you're hearing everything, you're hearing the performance. So the whole point is to immerse you in a world where you forget where you are.
Yeah.
God of War Ragnarok, Ghost of Yotei, Ghost of Tsushima. You play these video games, you forget where the fuck you are. In Ghost of Yotei, you're in Japan. But you're in a specific era of Japan where samurai exists, assassins exist, and you gotta put your your immersion into it because it's like, damn. And the biggest thing is, there's times where, you might make somebody cry. And if you do, you're doing your job correctly.
Yeah, you gotta make them feel something.
Yeah, you're making them feel something. And that's the whole point of why I enjoy voice acting. I get to make people feel something. And they may not know it's me, but they don't see me. They see the character. And that's the point of the acting. It's like, you're not supposed to know it's me. You're supposed to watch the show and go like, damn, this character just went through all this trauma. I feel bad for that character. It's not supposed to be, oh, damn, Jalen went through all this trauma as the character. I feel bad for No.
I feel bad for the character.
Exactly. Character.
That kind of reminds me, just like how you described it. It's kind of like when a kid really wants something for Christmas, and then the mom or the dad just kind of like, oh no, maybe Santa will get it to you, but like maybe not, and he's just like, oh, and then you see, then it's like it's the gift is there, and then the mom's like,
right.
even open it. Yeah, it's like that.
And that's the biggest thing. And the thing about voice acting and acting in general, it's basically like when we were kids, and we would be doing playtime and coming up with all these crazy scenarios. Oh, this pig has a laser and flies with metal wings, and I'm piloting it through space with my flame hands. Like, you're coming up with these scenarios based off the script that you're given, and they'll give you a situation, and as actors, we have to be able to just go like, okay, you're on fire, you're in a genocidal war zone, and on top of that, your best friend just died in front of you. Do it. Like, whoa. And you just have to do it. There's and we don't get prep time because I'll tell you this, I don't get the script beforehand. So I don't know what's going on in the game. Yeah, no. Wow. Like, on-camera actors, they get their scripts ahead of time. Us voice actors, if I come into a video game session, I don't know what the hell I'm recording that day. I'll come in and they'll just go like, all right, Jalen, so we're going to record your death scenes today. I'm like, okay.
I don't feel like dying today. I just have my Starbucks, man.
Or, hey, Jalen, we're doing battle lines today. We got a bunch of battle lines for like a bunch of characters we got to do. Okay, let's do it. And
it's got to be down for it.
Right, and if I have a great director, even better. Because if the director knows what they're doing and they can guide me into the right direction, I see it as both creatives are coming in. They already know what they're doing. They already know the business, what they need to do. If you have that type of relationship in the booth, in any industry, you will create something amazing.
It's like trust.
Right. Think of Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan. They worked together on Fruitvale Station. They worked together on Creed. They did Sinners. All great movies.
Proof's in the pudding.
If you are passionate about this and you are able to find somebody to work with that'll make the collaboration or the project that much better, you gonna get a hit.
I'm kind of like that with my producer. He's kind of like a Rick Rubin type, and I'm just like, I don't want to go to anybody else. You make me feel safe. Hold me gently.
And I mean, in the voice acting world, there's a lot of amazing directors. I've worked with a couple of them so far, especially in video games, and it's just like, if I can go off of somebody, it's just like, great, cool. This is gonna be a fun session. In Digimon, I have to hear the actors sometimes because they've already recorded ahead of me. And so I'll come in and I'll hear the scene. I'm just like, okay, all right. And in anime, they'll give you 3 beeps. So you have to watch the mouth, and you also have to watch, you have the script right in front of you, like on an iPad. And I'm watching it and I'm like, okay. So my eyes have to go up here, down here to make sure I'm saying the right line. And also it's matching the lip flaps on the screen.
Fuck, that sounds hard.
So I have to multitask. And I have to look at the script. I have to look at the screen to make sure that the lip flaps are in the right amount of timing, and I have to do the emotion that is happening in screen while also hearing what the Japanese voice actor did previously in order to make the scene work in English.
So it's like 4 or 5 different things you're working on at the same time.
Exactly.
And somehow making it work.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, that I could not do that.
Yeah, this is my first anime. Yeah.
It's your first one too.
First one. Yep.
Like what was your first gig and what was it like environment and just, your experience in that?
First gig. This was before my agency.
Like what year?
I think it was like 2018, 2019.
And you graduated in 2018, right?
I graduated.
High school.
I graduated May 19th of 2018. This took place probably, I hadn't graduated yet when I did this job. So it was for this audio book thing. And the guy had hired me to do like a couple voices. And so, my fiance, she knows this story. So this guy hired me, and basically what had happened was he said there was a character named Mouse Wizard. He paid me $150 flat fee to do these 4 characters.
Whoa.
Only took us about 30 minutes, half an hour to get through. Because I was more like I could do it in 1 or 2 takes and I'm good.
So like as an 18-year-old, you're just like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, so
give me some money, man.
So we did it, and what happened was, so the Mouse Wizard, we did, and the problem was, after we finished, the guy, he said, I might have to talk to the guy that does a bad Mickey impression, because yours sounds too close that I'm afraid of getting sued by Disney.
Oh shit!
That was what he told me.
I thought you were gonna say the issue was the Mouse Wizard was actually like a KKK member. Or
no,
so
he Jesus. So
why is his hood white?
So the Mouse Wizard, I forgot what the line was, but it sounded so close to Mickey Mouse. He was like, "I do not want to be sued by Disney because I've done Mickey." So it's just like the kind of just like.
Can you do a Mickey right now, or are we gonna get sued?
I don't think you'll get sued. I mean,
fuck you, Disney. If you,
it's just like
non-disclosure.
It's just the regular like, well, hi pal, hot dog.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Let me close my eyes one more time. Do it again.
Here, I'll do Kingdom Hearts lines. Give me power.
Oh, I thought he was fucking right now. Damn. All right. That was great.
Sora, Donald, Goofy. Give me power!
Oh, that was great.
Yeah.
And so you're basically doing a voice kind of like that, or?
So, yeah, basically. So the Mouse Wizard, when I thought about it, I was like, this dude is literally the Mickey from Fantasmic.
Oh,
because Mickey from Fantasmic has a wizard hat, wizard robes, and he's doing. So it was that, and then I did 3 other characters, and he paid me $150. That project never came out, so
you still got your money.
Yeah, though, man. I got paid, and I was like, okay, cool. And then
that's what's great about being like the fill-in people or the hired guns in a way, because it's like you're gonna benefit regardless.
Yeah,
like,
and
I'm paying people all the fucking time. I haven't seen a dime.
And I mean, it's fine. Like my first ever project that I did, like after that, was with my first agent, which was Crown North Talent Agency. And I did a museum gig where they had me play a black loyalist. It was like a history whole museum thing, and they played our voices over in the battlefield, and it was this whole thing. And I mean, I think it was in North or South Carolina. I never saw what happened with it. I mean, I got paid. It was a cool gig, and it was just like, okay, that was fun.
I don't give a fuck about the results. Just pay me.
No, I mean, I would say I didn't start seeing results because, again, my background was, and you've known me since high school. Like, my background was mostly I would post me just doing random impressions on social media because I was under the impression of, okay, we're in the age of social media. If I don't post something, how's anybody gonna figure out I'm a voice actor?
Exactly. It's like you're keeping your mouth shut for like no damn reason.
And it's just like
loud and proud.
I didn't care if people found it like cringe or stupid, because for me it's just like, okay, you're not in the business I want to be in. So it's just like,
and let it be known, if you ever feel that way, just remember how I think about you in this way. Yeah. Out of all my friends, and whether it be musicians or other actors and everything else, you're literally still kind of like the only person. I think maybe like 2 or 3 people now because I've expanded my friend group.
Right.
But for a long time, you're the only friend I knew that got paid to do what he loved to do.
Right.
So fuck any of those people that ever thought that. I took pride knowing that I knew someone who was doing what they love to do and they get paid for it.
I appreciate that, buddy. It's because it's like, again, no one in my family were like voice actors. Like I only had like maybe 1 or 2 people who were actors. Like my aunt, she was in the Spider-Man 2 movie with Tobey Maguire.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
She was like Soul Plane. Right, she was in Soul Plane.
Soul Plane.
And then like my grandfather, who was a firefighter, he did some like SAG-AFTRA work, which I didn't even know until he told me, and I was like, okay.
That's weird. You actually have a lot of people that are like famous adjacent or like almost in that.
So it was like for
my
me,
uncle's Michael B. Jordan, you know. Just toss it out.
So like for me, it was just like I kind of saw myself as the black sheep of the family because it was just like I pursued something that like no one else was really pursuing. Like some of my cousins went into nursing, went into becoming, wanted to get in the workforce and do all this other stuff. Me, I said, I want to be a voice actor. And my parents did not know what the hell that was. So they when I said I want to be a voice actor, they said, "Oh, so you want to be like Eddie Murphy? You want to do on-camera stuff?" I'm like, "No, that's not what I want to do. I want to be a voice actor,
Hercules.
Exactly. like I want to do I want to be like SpongeBob. Like I want to Looney Tunes. I want to do that." And so with high school, it was just like, and even in my senior year, if you remember, I did the voices for all the rallies. So I would be.
I don't remember. Yeah, that's such a blur, dude.
So when they would do like videos for like homecoming, when they did the videos for homecoming and prom.
So all that shit was you, really?
Yeah.
Fuck,
So
I need to rewatch
when we
those.
did for example, when we did the prom video where it was Alice in Wonderland themed, I was the British voice that was doing the whole. I was like, "And welcome to Wonderland." And it was like, and when I told people, I was like, "Oh yeah, that's me." Or when in Homecoming we had this Afro-futuristic Egyptian thing.
Was that your prom and your homecoming?
Yeah.
Or, okay, well, obviously
that was my
I
senior
graduated the year after you, so
yeah, no,
I
that
didn't
was my
get it from
senior
mine.
year.
Right,
so my senior year, because I knew when I was in ASB, the vice president knew that I did voices. So she said, "Hey, Jalen, so we're working on this script."
Was that Miss Signs or something?
For the vice president?
I thought you said vice principal. My bad.
Vice president. So the vice president
Okay.
was Karina Negrete, and then the president was Lulu Guadalupe, and they were like, "Hey, we know you do voice." That's actually what got me into ASB. Funny enough.
Oh, just doing that shit.
So they asked me in my interview, "What can you provide to ASB?" And I was
what
like,
the fuck? This is high school, man.
Right.
What
so
are you
they
going to
were-
contribute
so
to this
organization? Do you have a talent or something that you can bring to ASB? And because everyone on that team knew me, Guadalupe said, "Oh, he does voices." And so then I was doing Scooby-Doo and all that stuff. So like he goes like, so the first thing I did for Mr. Muncie when he was in charge of ASB,
Oh shit.
they were like,
I remember him,
okay. He goes like, "You do voices?" I go like, "Yeah." And he goes like, "Can you show me some?" I go like, "Sure." So I just did this whole thing where I was going like, "Scooby-Dooby-Doo." And then he goes, so there was a girl right next to me. He goes like, he looks at the girl. He goes like, "I'm so sorry, but before we get to you, can you do some more voices for us?" And I was like, "Sure." So I was like doing Shaggy, like sitting there going like, "Like Zoink Scoob, we gotta go." And then I was like doing Blues Clues, like, and then he goes like, "Oh my God, that's amazing." And so then I got into ASB.
Just through that stuff.
Yeah, and I did that. And funny enough, because I got into ASB, I got out of government and econ.
What? Oh, dude. That's
So what
freaking
happened
big baller.
was my counselor, she said, "If you get into ASB, I know a connect that you can take government econ during the summer and you don't have to take it during the school year." So instead of going out with everybody during the summer, I stayed
You
in
had to chill.
doing summer school, doing math and government econ. And then by the time I got into my senior year, I had a free period, so I could just leave if I wanted to.
Yeah, I had that shit too, but I had marching band, so I was just stuck.
Yeah. So,
Wouldn't that have been big baller as fuck though? Like, say you walked in and you're doing a whole completely different voice that it was your voice,
Right.
and then you're say it was like all high pitched for no reason,
Yeah.
and then after all that you'd be like, "This is my normal voice," and you're just all low.
yeah.
You'd be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, no. But I mean, after that, it was just kind of like I had to figure out, okay, before I graduated, I said, okay, I don't care what I do. I got to figure out how to make this a career. So I went to college, and my granddad, he told me about this class. He goes like, hey, there's this class in Irvine called Del Mar Media Arts. You should go take a look. So I'll go like, okay. So I took a look at it, and I said, all right. Asked my grandma, because I couldn't drive at this time. She drove me all the way to Irvine. And they did this whole rundown of how the classes run. And I'm like, okay, let me do this. And then I did that. And then at that time, I already had my social media thing going. But then I started, because I started playing with like iMovie and Final Cut Pro, to whereas I was kind of like learning how to edit videos. Mm-hmm. So I learned how to take the voice out of the original person and was able to add my voice
into yours,
it.
Yeah. It's trippy when you do that.
Right.
Yeah.
So then when I did it, I was posting it online and people were like, what the fuck you could do? And like, I was like, yeah. And I would just post stuff that I liked. Like,
I remember that.
Right. Yeah. Like, so if I liked Kung Fu Panda. So I would take the scenes from the villains and I would just go like, okay, let me do like Tai Lung or Shen or Kai.
Can you do a Tai Lung?
Yeah. Like, it was my favorite scene that I always did was like, when he's on the bridge with the Furious Five and he goes like, where's the Dragon Warrior? You think I'm a fool? I know you're not the Dragon Warrior, none of you. I heard how he fell out of the sky on a ball of fire, that he's a warrior, unlike anything the world has ever seen. So that is his name, Poe. Finally, a worthy opponent. Our battle will be legendary. And so, thank you. And so,
that was great.
And so, like, I posted that, and then, you know, I learned different character voices, and posted that, and
like, that's when the bitches were flooding in.
Oh no!
Sorry, Melissa.
No, and it was just like, for me, it was just I was practicing however I could, because if I couldn't afford classes, I'd just go like, okay, let me find a scene from like an old movie or an animation I like or a video game, and I would just go like, okay, I'm going to dub this. I'll post it online and see where it goes. And it helped me with acting because it was like, okay, I have to match this amount of time for the character. And if I do have an acting choice, make sure it fits within the timeline of the mouth. Otherwise, it's going to sound weird. And, you know, it was good practice. So I was able to do accent practice because for Shen from Kung Fu Panda 2, it's Gary Oldman.
Oh, yeah.
And Gary Oldman is a very British actor. So to copy his performance while adding a little bit of my own, it was like, he was like, good afternoon, gentlemen. Now that we got the pleasantries out of the way, please leave my house. Yes. And he was like, okay, cool, I can do that. And then Kai is J.K. Simmons, Omni-Man from Getting Invincible. So I just sit there and I go like, okay, I got to do a deep J.K. Simmons voice to just do...
Did you grow your mustache out for that?
No. So then it was like the whole beginning scene where he fights Oogway, and it's playing against, I forget the band's name, but they're prominent. I think it was Fall Out Boy who did it. It was like they made the whole dun 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 dun, and it was this whole point where he goes like, Master Oogway, 500 years, you pick up a thing or two. And it was just like...
I have all these fucking lines memorized. It's like,
again,
this isn't prepped. I don't know. You know this
as
shit.
an actor, sometimes if you watch a lot of movies, you go like, oh yeah, I know this line.
Brain rot.
It's like how everybody remembers that iconic line from Sinners. Where he goes
the
like...
spit?
No, not that part.
I want to taste you.
No, not that part. The other part where they sit there and he goes like, y'all brothers? And Michael B. Jordan goes like, no, we cousins.
He did the eyebrow raise that he does too. Fuck, dude. The Rizzler over here.
Right. So it was just... So after I did that whole social media thing, then it was just like, at a certain point, you know, you can't do it forever. You can't keep dubbing over IPs that have already been done and people have already done it. So
You ever get copyrighted from that?
yeah, I had a couple times where Instagram literally took my post down for like 7 days. So I couldn't.
Wow. But it goes back up, or
yeah. So they would review it and then they go like, oh, okay, there's nothing wrong with it. You can, and then all the views that I could have gotten done. So it's just
so you have to like repost. Did you ever just repost them, or just leave it?
No, I would literally just leave them up because it would just be like someone's going to see it regardless.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter if it's like 5, 10 people, 25. As long as people can scroll through my page and go like, okay, what is this guy's voice range? Like, I think the craziest one I ever did was Grandma Tala from Moana.
You're doing an old lady.
because I was technically I was proving a friend wrong because he was like, because we had this whole conversation. He goes like, I said, bro, I can do Grandma Tala from Moana. He goes like, oh, the fuck you can't. She's a woman. I'm like, and he goes like, I bet you couldn't. So I did, uploaded a piece of that song where she's talking to Moana, and she sits there, and when I showed my friend, he goes like, fuck you, I did not expect you to actually do it. I go like, well, you challenged me. So I did and the actress is New Zealand. But the way she does the character, she just goes like, because
they're like Hawaiian, right?
It's Polynesian.
Polynesian, right?
So the whole thing was like, the song was like, I like to dance with the water, the undertow and the waves. The water is mischievous, ha! I like how it misbehaves. The village may think I'm crazy or think that I drift too far, but once you know what you like, well, there you are. And then people were like, what the hell?
He was like, fuck. I was like, I just feel like I was hearing like a female Sebastian the Crab a little bit.
I remember I did a cover of those two songs. It was Kiss the Girl and Under the Sea, because I was like, let me do those.
Under the Sea.
Exactly.
That's so weird that he was just like, you can't do that, and you're just like, fuck you, bitch.
Because for me, it's just like, I don't allow anybody to tell me what I cannot do. Because it's just like,
except Melissa.
Because because in my opinion, as a creative, whether you're in music, whether you're in acting, whether you're in like directing, whatever, you push the boundaries, period. You don't have a specific limit. And so if someone tells me, yeah, you can't do that, I go like, okay, let's see. And I'll do it. And I'm just like, cool.
There's a thing called free will, man. For
right. And it's just like, that's the biggest thing that I always do about like voice acting. I push myself to a point where I go like, okay, I haven't been able to do that yet, but I want to. I could never do Mickey Mouse for the longest time. But then I learned how to.
Just figure it out.
Yeah. If you practice long enough and you figure it out, by the time you get, it'll be like a distant memory that you couldn't do it.
Yeah. I remember in high school, when I couldn't figure out guitar in middle school, so then eventually I just jumped on drums first, and eventually marching band, blah, 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 blah. I still don't really like reading music or doing that bullshit, but...
I remember, because that was the biggest thing about you.
I'm like, fuck you.
When I first met you, I was like, wait a second, you don't know how to read music? And then at the same time, I'm like, well, I mean, at the same time, you figured it out, so it was
well, I remember playing quads a few times at those competitions, and but like I didn't know the music, so I just make shit up, and it was. I mean, we never played, so I don't think that's because our band fucking sucked. So I don't think it was a me thing. Like I think there's more than just me fucking things up. What's it called? But I just remember like even the jazz band stuff. I'd never read the fucking music. I just want to play it. And then I remember people shitting on me. I remember that. I'm not sure if you remember this. It was we're in the jazz band. You know, there was this girl there. She'd always kind of put her hair up. She might have been lesbian. I don't know. Gave me the vibe. But she was a really badass, like technical drummer, like way more technical than I was. I don't remember her name.
It wasn't Jennifer.
No, I forgot. But she'd always come in late for like from lunch because she'd be with the cool kids. She was one of those like cool smoker girls or something.
Okay.
I remember, and this is at the time where I don't know, my comedic shit, just my charm, didn't exist yet. I was just like a dumbass kid who would just say a lot of dumb shit, and only maybe a quarter of the stuff would hit. Okay. So I had my reputation of just being the annoyance in the band. So I remember people, because I was playing on a song she was supposed to be playing on, but she wasn't there, and obviously the most present's just gonna fucking be the one on the kit. So I'm playing the song in my best way, in the bossa nova way. I'm still not really expertise in that, but I did what I could. And as soon as she walks in, and we had a sub at the time, and then literally everybody turns around and looks at me and be like, okay, you get off now, Justin. Like they'd stop the song just to tell me that, and I was just like, are you fucking serious right now? And so I got up, I just got the fuck up, I walked out of the fucking room. Like I went to lunch, I went to the second lunch.
It makes sense because people forget jazz is mostly improvisation.
A lot of the time, yeah.
Especially when you have like long riffs where it's just like, especially if you take a saxophone player and he's just doing a long ass riff, that's improvisation. It's like it's not written on the page. Yeah. So to act like for somebody reading, Shut up.
Yeah.
That makes no sense. Shut up.
Yeah, I hated that shit. But like stuff like that made me want to be a better player. So that's why like I even I remember Alex, he was in the fucking color guard.
Yes.
I remember there was a time, how those lunchtime events or whatever. I did a couple of those, just like solo drumming and shit, right?
Yeah,
fucking crazy ideas.
Because I remember, because I was the lunchtime coordinator.
Yeah, exactly. Like it hooked me up with that.
Yeah.
Remember one time it was, since people watched me do it, now other bands wanted to start doing it, but I didn't have a band at the time. It was it was a two-piece. It was, remember Richard?
I remember Richard, and I also remember when you
Josue.
also had Leo.
No, not for my thing. Leo, I know you're talking about the Leo guy.
Yeah.
It was Richard and this guy named Josue. They're a two-piece.
Yeah.
So Richard was like crazy on the drums.
Yeah.
I remember he broke my drumstick.
Jesus.
And I just bought the drumstick.
Jesus.
It was like untouched. I barely touched it for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
He plays on it for like 3 minutes and snapped it. He's that strong. I don't know. He has like a something up. I can just tell. But he was still a nice kid though. But anyways, my point to this thing is I'm literally watching him and they're doing like a few like Royal Blood covers and some other stuff.
Right.
And the Alex kid from Color Guard literally turns around to me and says, "He's a better drummer than you." And I'm just like, okay, like I kind of know that, but I don't know why you need to explicitly say. I told him this shit because they work at Cinnabon, and he didn't remember me saying that years later. I'm like, so it like really wasn't an important thing to you, but like you told me that shit to my face.
Sometimes people, I mean, if I'm being completely honest, I'd be lying if I didn't say I didn't meet a person that told me something like, "Oh, your voices ain't up to snuff," it is, or "You can't really voice act," and I'm like, now it's just like, brother, I'm on Crunchyroll.
Yeah, it's like, fuck you, I did it.
Plus Hulu. What, I'm in video games and all that other stuff. Like, you can't say anything now. And then, of course, there's some people that, they see the announcement or they find my social media and they go like, they'll comment or they'll
oh my god, we always been there.
Yeah, they'll message me and they go like, man, you did all these big. I'm just like, yeah. It was the same thing with my day job when I used to work at the city. Like, it was like, I remember I said, I'm only going to be here for 3 years.
You give yourself a timeline.
Yeah, I said in 3 years, I will be full-time VO. I will be doing my VO full-time. I will not be working a day job.
And here you are.
Everybody, right. And I remember, I was a little bit laughed at and they were like, you're going to be here. Because everybody else was there for like 5 to 7 years. So now I ain't going to be here for 5 to 7 years. I'm going to be here for 3. And they were like, okay, we'll see. 3.5 years later. I get 2 opportunities. One for a YouTube channel, other one for an audiobook. They were paying me twice the amount of money I was getting paid at the city.
Fuck.
And I said,
like, deuce.
And I said, well then. And so that night wrote up my resignation.
Or were you like Obi-Wan, where you're like, hello there?
Like, no, yeah, because I was at that point, like, I had been there for 3.5 years. I was tired. I was done. Like, I was.
Yeah, I remember calling you about it sometimes. You'd be like, fuck this place.
Right. I was tired. I was tired of crying about me not being where I wanted to be. I was tired of being upset about people treating me like shit, even though I'm being nice to people. I was tired of, like, every time I did something, like, every time I didn't, like, for me, I'm very authentic. I don't like putting on smiles just to put on fake smiles. That's just not me. But within those jobs, they ask you, oh, make sure you smile at everybody. This, that. I'm a genuine person, so if I don't smile, it's not because I don't like the person, it's because I don't want to fake a smile. That's just ridiculous.
That's like, why bother?
And it's like...
It takes my work to do that.
Right, and I was working with kids, elderly people.
The grossest kinds of people.
No, like the elderly Jesus. Like the elderly people, and the elderly people were very nice, and I was always like helpful in that regard. But that job definitely drained the hell out of me because every single time it would be like there'd be a new issue and no one would come up with a solution. And then I would go like, okay, what about this? And so by the time I left, I said, okay, I'm done. I'm good. And I was able to like sustain myself. I was able to sustain myself just fine with just voiceover money because that was the only thing that was coming in. Now, of course, I'm going to be upfront. Being a full-time creative is difficult.
Man, it's like freelance shit,
right.
You're finding the work as you go.
And it's like, it's difficult because it's like, you have to know your self-worth. You have to understand how much you should be paid. You have to understand, taxes. Because if you're a creative and you're independent contractor, you have to pay estimated taxes. So you have to sit there and put money aside to pay Uncle Sam so he stays off your ass. And then you have to
Shout out to Wesley Snipes, yeah.
and you
He did it right.
and you have to do all those things, but would I trade it for anything else? No.
Hell no. You seem very happy and very complete.
Yeah.
For like what you do.
Like lately I've been fulfilled creatively because it's just like I get to wake up every day. I don't know what I'm working on that day, but I know it's something I want to do.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
It's like a mystery every goddamn day, you know?
Right.
I like that. It's very surprising.
Every time I drop my fiance off at work, I'm like, I'm doing a video game today. Okay. I'm doing Digimon today. I don't know what I'm voicing in Digimon today, but we're going and it's fun to even like it's a catch-22 moment because even when I'm driving out to LA, I pass by Disney Animation. I pass by like ABC7. I pass by all these companies. I'm just like, some of them I've worked with. And I just go like, it's crazy. Like when I pass by the Netflix building, I'm like, I have a show on Netflix. Like that.
What show is on Netflix?
It was it's called Stranded with My Mother-in-Law. It's like a dub of a reality series.
Sounds like a horror movie.
So it's originally in Portuguese, but we dubbed it in English.
Oh,
and I had to go to LA to record that. And then January 2nd of 2025 was when I could announce that I was in a Netflix production. And then if you go to the end of the credits, my name is right there with the English cast. So I was like, it was cool to go like, oh shoot, I'm on Netflix. That's crazy.
Yeah, you could say that. It's like a credit on your thing you got,
Yeah, no.
right?
Even Octopath Traveler, that was crazy because it was like, I'm in a game that's an established franchise. And on top of that, my name is with credits with people I've been wanting to work with for years. So it was just like, oh, okay, this is not, and I got a check out of it. And I was like, oh, this is cool.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You know, before I get you out of here, because we do have another guest waiting.
Of course.
But I want to get your opinion on this, because like, you know, it's funny. I haven't like talked to you about this specifically because like, you know, we're just so busy all the time.
Right.
But here and there, I would do kind of my own voices to people,
Yes.
and then they'd be like, "You should be a voice actor." I'd be like, "No, like I can't do what my friend Jalen does." But I want to show you my impression of Scooby Doo.
Okay.
But Shaggy's in the room. He's not talking.
Okay.
But Shaggy has peanut butter on his crotch, and this is Scooby Doo reacting to that. Okay, you ready?
Oh,
Are you guys ready?
Interesting.
Are you guys ready?
Go ahead.
Okay. Ray, what is it? What is that on your crotch? It's peanut butter. You know I can't resist the peanut butter. What's that? 0 out of 10. What do you give that?
I definitely give it a 5.
5?
That was something I was not expecting.
Fuck yeah.
You did.
I can laugh pretty good.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean to touch that on a small bit, that's the one thing that irks voice actors the most. Not what you did, but when people go like, when they tell somebody who has a good voice, oh, you should be a voice actor. It's like,
yeah, it's like, no, you don't want this smoke, bro.
It's not just about the voice. It's literally so much technical stuff that you have to do.
Yeah, it's the understanding.
And it's like, if you don't have that understanding, I'm sorry, you won't be able to be a voice actor. If you don't take the time to dedicate to learning, understanding what we do. It's just like, that's like somebody coming up to you and go like, oh yeah, I can be a singer. I can come up on the stage. No, the fuck you can't.
You can't tell my dick and fart jokes the way
Right,
I do, man.
you can't. There's a science to it, to whereas everybody has their own like flair, their own thing. You can't just replicate it and just say, "Oh, I can do it." No, you can't. No, you can't. That person spent 10 to 15 years cultivating their own, their own thing.
It'd probably piss you off if they were that good. They just like were a fucking prodigy.
It would be like, at that point, well, most people will go like, okay, now you're just a copycat. Because if they've seen it in somebody else, they're just like, oh, you're just copycatting somebody else.
Yeah, at least like when I do, I try to make up weird, funny premises that would just never happen. Like say Yoda denying that he was on Epstein's island or something, We're like,
so
Jeffrey, I know not.
So you go the controversial route.
Exactly. It's a comedic route. I love it. Yeah. Is there anything you wanted to plug or anything like that before we get you out of here?
If you want to find me on Instagram, my handle is Jalen's Voices, JALENS Voices. Same thing on Twitter.
Or X now, right?
I call it Twitter.
Yeah, I still call it Twitter.
It's like, it is what it is. If you want to find me on LinkedIn, it's Jalen Askins. If you want to find my website for voiceover, it's jalenaskins.com. So JALENASKINS.com. You can see my previous works. You can see my visual reels, my demo reels, and yeah. And then if you want to work together, you can find my email and my website, jalensvoices@gmail.com.
Fuck yeah, guys. Well, this has been one of my really good friends I've known for a long time. Hope you guys check out his shit. And that is this episode. Yay! Oh my god. You're so good. You're so good, Jalen.
Jesus.
You did a good pod.
You're stupid.
Oh my god.
You're
Stupid.
Oh shit.